TBD Nation, welcome back to another volume of The Pulse, Volume 8. We back in the building. I think we just about 2 weeks away from actual football, like NFL kickoff. A lot of chatter again going on. I'm excited. B, what are you most excited for this week? Oh, another Dolo. Stay tuned. Let's get into that. TBD Nation, what's up? Every week, we will provide you with a quick rundown of some trending topics. Now, we are calling it The Pulse. So stay tuned.
Saying 98.
And I don't want to put out the screenshots for us.
What I'm trying to tell you is you're being ignorant. That's it.
I went to Fifth Ward by myself.
Jeez, oh Pete!
Ken, like a straight bozo to be exact. It was like
a straight bozo to be exact. It was
Welcome to The Pulse. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get into this, right? Now, the first thing we want to talk about, we always start with sports, of course, right? And you already know where I'm from. It ain't where you're from. Well, for me, it is where I'm from. It's not where I'm at. You know what I mean? Y'all know where I'm at, but y'all know where I'm from. Philly in the heart. You know what I'm saying? Uptown in my veins to the casket drop. You already know what it is. So, of course, in sports, it's always a Philly sports topic. Most times. We start there. You already know that. And what's the Philly sports topic of this week? Jalen Hurts and practice. We talking about practice.
We sitting here, I supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Man, this is practice. All right? Why does every Jalen Hurts mistake become a referendum? All right. So just recently, over the past week, the Eagles are doing 7-on-7 drills with the New England Patriots. This is what we were waiting for since the trade with AJ. We were waiting to see this, right? And yeah, it was apparently something to see. And it was all over social media. At least my algorithm was flooded with it. On one side of it, you had AJ Brown. Day one, AJ Brown was cooking them. Drake Maye cooking them. Jalen Hurts, not so much. So yeah, Jalen Hurts threw picks. Talk about him, criticize him. But why does every bad Hurts practice immediately become evidence for an already existing narrative about whether this dude can throw? Come on, man, let's keep it a bean. You wanted Jalen to throw down the middle. You hear reports in practice that he's throwing down the middle. The Sean Mannion offense. If he's getting picked off, I'm not tripping. It's practice, but it just means he's forcing things that he wasn't normally forcing before, right? But we talk about this narrative, right? Because May struggled also. Yet with May, the framing is a little like it makes it easier. Like they make it out to make it a little bit skewed to me, right? Young quarterback, practice, testing throws, working against an elite defense, learning, right? But Jalen, oh my God, he threw 3 picks in practice. AJ Brown was burning us. Like, come on, man. And know this, practice stats are inherently messy. reporters report what they want, and sometimes they see things and report on different things. But remember, the purpose of it all is to get clicks and for people to tune in to what they're writing about. So take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? But also in practice, and also another story in this Eagles soap opera. But AJ Brown, right? Now, reporters, talking to AJ, you talking to teammates or whatever, AJ, yeah, he talked to different teammates or whatever. What about Jalen? You talked to Jalen? I ain't talked to Jalen since the trade. In June, it's August. You ain't talked to him since. Day one of practice, that's when they asked him. He ain't talked to him. Now, guess what happened on day two? While the cameras was on or whatever. I mean, the cameras were on, so AJ run down on him. He run down on Jalen. Jalen gave him a hug. I mean, they dat. You know what I'm saying? That's the first interaction since the trade. Was that genuine, or was that for the cameras? Because we know AJ a diva, he want to be liked, so on and so forth. Listen, I don't think they hated each other. I don't think Jalen really put too much stock in it for real, for real. I think more so AJ, you know what I'm saying, does. And like I said, he wants to be liked. So that could help his image there. But that's football, man. Let's go. I can't wait to see y'all in the season or in the championship game. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's about to be a win-win situation for us. But like, will the Jalen Hurt narrative, will it not die? Stay tuned on that because you know you're gonna hear more about it. In other sports news, Anthony Edwards. I saw this story because once again, it's involving child support. And a Minnesota judge ordered Anthony Edwards to pay $14,000 a month in child support for his 3-year-old son that he's never even met, and also take out a $2.6 million life insurance policy, naming the child's mother as the primary beneficiary. 14K a month for a child he's never met? Wow. And I wanted to point out this is in Minnesota because, of course, we know Edwards has had multiple child support cases in different states. Like his separate case with Aisha Howard, that's involving proceedings in Georgia and California. And that one was just lowered. So, I mean, what y'all think about that? Drop it in the comments, man. Anthony Edwards, I know you can't wait for the season to start. And we can't either. Brian, baby. Brian, you already know. Now, moving on to music. I was going to talk about Cameron versus Al Bial, right? And they're not beefing, but in short, Al Bial called Cam a bozo in an interview.
He said, I doubt it. I don't trust him. I think Cam like a straight bozo to be exact. He was like regardless of what, I understand that's your team or whatever, but he was acting like he was never happy for New York. He be acting like that with his real old friends too. Let's talk about that too. Like the way he dissing his boys and all like that. Y'all used to be really around each other. So I think he's showing his character every chance he get. I think. What was that?
And he starts saying things on the sly, right? Innuendos and shit. So Cam didn't never really respond, but he did post a video on his IG of him just basically dancing. Like, meanwhile, we coming off vacation, like, and he just jigging. I forgot the song that was playing, you know what I'm saying? But he just jigging in the joint. Like, meaning, I give zero fucks about anything y'all have to say. And that's probably the best way to go about it. Since Al Bial has kind of backtracked some things, still kind of throwing little shots, but kind of, you know what I mean, walking that down. So, yeah, forget that. Cam ain't worried about that. We kind of ain't worried about that, too. T's and P's to everybody involved on that. You know what I'm saying? But the big music news or everything that anybody's talking about was last night's verses. between Donnell Jones and Joe. And remember on the last post, I told y'all, at first, I wasn't even hype about it. But then I said, hold up. You know what? I started looking at the playlist, listening to the songs. I'm like, oh, I forgot this. I forgot. Right. All right. So 16 tracks. Now, first of all, they did start on time. Again, it's still on Thursday. I got a problem with that. I need to write to Swiss and Tim. Like, we need to do Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays or something, but not Thursdays, yo. You know what I'm saying? And it's on West Coast time, so that shit started at 9 o'clock. But the John probably started at like 9 after, like 5 after 9. Wasn't too bad or whatever. Came right out, got right to it. All right, 16 tracks on both sides. Now remember, I told you I thought it was gonna be 20 tracks, and I said 15-5 at the end. At first, I was only giving Donnell 2 joints, but then I was trying to be respectful, say game 5, right? Well, the versus community weighed in, and before I tell you what they scored it, let me give you some highlights. All of Joe shit. Again, highlights. All of Joe time. Right. All right. Joe brought out Fifth, Yayo, and Murder.
So my loving, I'm sure I'm gonna drive you crazy. I wanna get to know you. Come on, baby. So my loving, let's go. I'm sure I'm gonna drive you crazy. Watch the nigga
To do, I wanna get to know you. That was the joint too. And then remember, I've told y'all I forgot the big rich town.
Hey, yo, drop that.
They say this is a big rich town.
Let's go.
Yeah. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. I just happen to come with
So Fifth stayed out for Big Rich Town. By that time, he had already Thanos'd Donnell Jones. Okay? Notice in the highlights, I didn't mention Donnell Jones. Now the lowlights. The lowlights, Donnell Jones sound like he was out all night before, slept in the wheel, sipped some Shay by La Portier before he went in that joint and got on the mic and said, took a line like, let's go, nigga, I'm ready. Now, to an untrained ear, I didn't think it sounded that bad at first. Like the first 2 joints, because I even gave Donnell the first track. Like I thought he won the first round right there, right? But then I'm tweeting and then I'm reading. People like, yo, Donnell sound bad as shit. And I'm like, then I started listening. I'm like, he do sound pretty bad. He mumbling and shit on his runs, like, but you couldn't tell him he wasn't the man. I appreciated his energy. That's why I said he might have took a line with it, but he definitely had a sip of something. You know what I'm saying? He a drink boy, you know that. You know what I'm saying? But the versus community official scorecard was 14-2. What 2 did Donnell win, you say? Well, Donnell won with This Love over Ride With You. And he won, of course, with the smash hit, you know what I'm saying, Where I Want to Be, over Stutter.
I don't need such a baby. Oh, no. And I see me in love someone. You just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad. Now that I wanna be. She's kinda hard to see. Could you let this be? And I only need time to see.
I figured that would win over just about anything unless Joe did things your man won't do or whatever like that. Shout out to Donnell because he did bring out 702, even though they weren't that much better singing wise. But it was nice to see them come out. Another low light was when they did the Usher joint, and he was like, "Yeah, Usher couldn't be here, but we still gonna do this joint, and we gonna have you do it." And at first it was like, "Who is you?" You know what I'm saying? He like, "You boy." Oh, all right. Nope. Nope. That was ass. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, it was bad. And all it did was confirm that when you're doing a versus and it's an R&B versus, much like Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, you better have your vocals up because the nigga that's got his vocals up is going to sing you under the table, nigga. I don't give a fuck what your hits are. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Donnell. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is he didn't even win for his pun joint. I think Donnell should have won It's So Hard over I Want to Be a Player. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stand on that, make it 13-3, at least give him that. You know what I'm saying? And Knocks Me Off My Feet was good. I thought he did all right, but you know, what the fuck do I know? And this week's culture and bullshit. All right. So Penn State apparently had a whole different meaning to Pledge Week. And I'm starting to look at that whiteout game a little bit differently too. Let me tell you what I'm talking about, if you don't already know. Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday announced charges against 14 people on August 17th. 13 current or former Penn State students and the father of a student. The alleged activity took place primarily during 2023 and 2024 and revolved around the members of the Sigma Chi and the Delta Upsilon. 4 of the 13 student defendants were reportedly still enrolled at Penn State when the charges were announced. So investigators allege that Agostino Abatiello, 24, and Thomas Robinson, 23, were major figures in the operation. Authorities say cocaine was obtained in large quantities through regular trips to New York and Philadelphia, brought back to State College, cut and packaged primarily at the fraternity houses, and then sold largely to Penn State students. Abatiello has been described by prosecutors as being at or near the top of the supply chain. He the head. It might be his pop because you already know what it is. His last name, Abatiello. You do the math. All right. His pop probably know the bull. You know what I'm saying? That know the bull. Or he know the boy that know the boy that know the bull. All right. It's like if we at Temple with it, LG at Temple, I know the bull. I know the bull. Who know the bull? Get it to LJ? I mean, this was genius. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone this, but I'm just saying this was genius. They were playing in the snow, and snow runs heavy. I'm surprised there were no opioids involved in this because, you know what I mean, the kids like to take pills and shit too, like ecstasy and all like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like somebody got flipped, and that's where this came all crashing down. Now, one of the things that stood out to me the most was the pictures that they showed of some of the individuals that were arrested. All of their pictures were like senior pictures or something, like where they had their suit jackets on and they tie, like, you take the pictures for the school. That's what all their pictures were. No mugshots. So let me ask you, if prosecutors had described a group of young black men in Philadelphia, Temple, remember, as an upper level trafficking organization that obtained kilos of cocaine, packaged it at stash houses, recruited younger guys into the operation, and then distributed throughout the community, what image immediately comes to mind? And how would that story be covered? Do you think we would see their senior pictures or their mugshots? I don't know. Does being a college student at Penn State change how society views the exact same alleged behavior we'd call a drug organization anywhere else? I mean, it was cocaine. You know what I'm saying? They was selling cocaine. Like, it wasn't weed, it was cocaine. I mean, at least I didn't see anywhere where they confiscated, large amounts of weed also, because I would assume that would be in the mix too. But no, it was cocaine.
Cocaine has, he's got a baggie. It's an 8-ball. He's got an 8-ball. And cocaine goes fucking crazy.
They was trying to be Chapo. And again, it was genius. But somebody flipped. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is what they was doing was they was having some of the pledges package it up as a part of the indoctrination in the fraternity. They had their whole operation. Man, apparently they weren't insulated enough because somebody told. And that's exactly how it happened. Somebody told. And somebody, rich daddy or whatever, probably made the call. And listen, before I move on, this is essentially how I was kicked out of school. Work smarter, not harder. T's and P's to everybody there. All right. Now, last thing in culture and bullshit, I saw this video that apparently is going viral. All right. We got to talk about this woman. The woman is a former Fox 2 Detroit anchor, Taryn Asher. And this video is actually from 2023, but it just went viral.
I'm going to have to do that again. What's up, Trace?
I think you're in a...
I am. I'm in Amy's script, the Amy's Angels one. The second thing didn't make sense, so I was just trying to fix that part. And
it's not even marked off. Like, we're still working.
I know, but I didn't have time because we have to do this, so I was still reading it. See, I mean, I can't wait for you to go through them all, and then I go through them, because then I'm already getting ready by then. But this time we had to do the PSAs, so. Finish what?
What I was trying to say.
Okay, because Sean just came in here and said something about marking off. Go ahead.
That's all right. Good.
I don't think you are. You're walking out really angry. Jeez, oh, Pete.
So the viral video that we just watched is actually, like I said, from 2023, when Asher was recording a PSA and got into an argument with a female supervisor or coworker, Trace. And as she walked away, she threw the bitch slur out. So Asher was eventually removed from the air in November 2025, so 2 years later, and she was fired. But she is now suing Fox, alleging sexual discrimination and retaliation. But apparently what Fox is standing on, they didn't say this incident was the cause of letting her go, but they're using this as one of the bases, because apparently she was supposed to be, they're framing her as a nasty coworker, right? So is this a case of a toxic employee getting exposed, or somebody conveniently leaking embarrassing footage now that she's suing the company? Because where did this footage come from? She didn't leak it. You gotta know, it's always something else going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Not a tinfoil hat, just be on point. All right, time for the Pulse watch list. And we're going to get right into Furious. That's the only show we're going to talk about. That's the best joint right now. Shout out Lioness, but Furious is where it's at. All right? Definitely, They Make Noise Like Feathers, episode 6. And it turned up. All right? Last ep ended with Alice going to the shelter, following up the lead on Isabel and the baby, right? And she look in the mirror and see Catherine crazy ass sitting there. So it's like, oh, we can't wait to see what's going to happen. Now she see her, you know what I'm saying? So boom. And they grabbed the laptop from the crib. The lawyer, remember, he said he had the laptop with the evidence on it. They could turn it over. Yeah, FBI got the laptop. All right. So they got the laptop. Alice see Catherine. Now moving on to episode 6. So she finally get to the bathroom. She calling Nora like, yo, John here. Nora like, all right, look, I'm gonna have you pull a little undercover dolo joint so you can flip her so we can have her testify against Jay Easton. She like dig the move. I gotta tell my boss Ed, but remember, Nora think Ed he in the mix somewhere, right? So she like, I gotta tell him what we about to do, but I'ma slow walk it to give you a chance to get closer to her and get her to flip. You know what I'm saying? I'ma hit you up. I'ma be your sister. If I tell you that mom is sick or mom in the hospital, that mean abort, we coming in. You know what I mean? I'm gonna send an SO team out and they're gonna cover all exits, but get what you can get from her. She like, all right, I got it. You know what I mean? So she playing the Joan, you know what I'm saying? She still kind of copy though. Still got a cop vibe to her, but she doing what she can. Back at the precinct and shit, Alden, that's my nigga too. I fucks with him, yo. Him and his interaction with the special agent boy is hilarious. It's classic. You know what I'm saying? He kept giving him shit, and it was funny. I was definitely fucking with it. But Alden fuck with the little cop boy. You know the little cop boy that's in love with Alice. You know what I mean? So eventually he started talking to him, right? So then we got the other boy, the cop boy, right? That beat Alice up and shit, allegedly. Boy hell bent now on getting back at her. So he got her location and shit on the phone. So he go to the shelter. Now he outside the shelter all drunk and shit, bottles in the car and shit. He gonna wait for Alice to come out. Meanwhile, Alice inside, they supposed to take showers. Alice don't want to take no shower, of course, because she got the burn on her. You know what I mean? She play off the shower, but she told Catherine about how he beat her up in the shower and how showers fuck her up. So while Catherine in the shower, another Joan tell her, like, yo, that Joan you talking to, she a fed, you know that, right? I seen her up on the strip asking questions and shit. So Catherine like, now we all like, we on the edge of our seat, like, damn, she waited too late. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Nora finally get the Ed. She tell Ed, right? She put her whole hand on the table, telling him this what we gonna do, this how I'ma play it. You a nut ass nigga. I know you on the take somehow, some way. We got the laptop, so we gonna find everything that gotta be done. And I'm running this shit the way I run it. Sit your bitch ass down. I see you in a minute. She step off. Dummy move. Soon as she step off, Ed get right on the phone like, yo, we got a laptop from the joint. They like, yeah, it's down so and so. He like, go get that joint. I mean, boom. Now we back at the shelter. Catherine stabbed this bitch in the shower. Alice all fucked up now. Catherine got the burn on her. They going back and forth trying to bargain and shit. Catherine like, look, check this out. If you get Isabella's daughter, I got some evidence that you know what I mean, do what we need to do on the boy Jay Easton, right? But you gotta get her daughter. I told her I was gonna find out her mother's killer, but do that maybe. You know what I'm saying? Alice like, yo, the whole place surrounded. You can't get out. She like, if it was surrounded, why ain't in cuffs right now? Why they ain't come rushing in? Anybody the fuck outside? Boom. She bounced. She run out. Alice is the best person I seen after getting stabbed with the joint because she kind of can move a little bit. She moving better than everybody. She get outside. Guess what? Boy rushed the shit out of her. Boom! Grip her up, throw her on the car. He like, you fucking my life up. Why you doing this? Guess who show up with the burner? Catherine. She like, you want me killing? Alice just looking at her like, no, but she ain't saying nothing, but you got to look like. Catherine hit him, bow, right in the side. Ball. Catherine dropped the burner and run. Is boy gonna die? Is boy dead? They didn't tell us if boy was dead or not, but will he die? My wife was happy as shit when he got shot too. She was like, yeah, that's the fuck he get. All right. Now the whole shit of the whole night is that Alden talking to the little cop boy. Little cop boy like, look, all this shit is funny and games and shit, but the chick you in love with, she gonna get locked up. She out there. We got the location. We sending a team there. So if you got anything to help her, you better let me know now. Alden said, yo, lean in. He lean in on it. He like going to my arm and shit. The USB under the arm. Now, why that's crazy? Because Nora calling Alice's phone, like, yo, abort. Alice not answering because Alice fucked up, right? Then Nora get a call. What? Bang, run upstairs to Ed. Like, you took the SO team? He was like, yeah, I canceled that shit. And guess what? Ain't shit on that fucking laptop. It's wiped clean. Yeah, I'm running this shit now. I got my team. We about to go arrest her. She was like, you bitch ass nigga. He was like, and I called the people about that lick on your breath. Get some help. Boom. Dickhead. Now they going in our office. Her shit over with, right? Her shit over with.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
He wiped the fucking joint clean, but Alden got the fucking USB. So little cop boy run outside to his will, pop the laptop open, put the USB in. He starts scrolling through the files. Guess what file name he see? Alice. He opened it up and he immediately closed it. You know what that probably was? You know what that was? That was probably Jay Easton having his way with her as a minor. And he probably the nigga that got her pregnant. Furious turning all the way up. And we only got 2 episodes left. 7 and 8. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But listen, man, next week we'll have some more shows, of course. Yeah, man. I did try to watch Average Joe because season 2 is back. And Average Joe is filming in Ghana. How about that, right? And I turned that shit off halfway through it, man. Let me just tell you this. If you ain't watched it, go ahead and watch it. I'm going to finish the first episode. I'm going to give it that. I'm going to tell you where I turned it off at. When they was in the Ghana desert and Tuck ran out like he was Superman and he didn't get hit, turn that shit off, man. Average Joe season 1 wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great, but it was worth a watch. But this joint is crazy. All right. And also I watched episode 1 of Lantern. Not bad. We'll see that. Aaron Pierre. Yeah, that boy. My wife hit me. We gotta watch that joint, man. Yeah, I know. But listen, TBD Nation, we appreciate you for tuning in to another volume of The Pulse, where culture never dies and what keeps it alive is the pulse. So make sure you check in every week.
90.
And don't forget, keep your finger on the pulse, because I will.
Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.